truth, right? The government don't care about us, right? We have to care about ourselves, right? And show a prime example what the government should be doing. The government should be more caring and more loving and more giving, right? Instead of take, promises, break promises. It's a vicious circle what the government is, right? But we have to have a government that's very, very compassionate, very, very intuition, like Roller Girl, right?
Yeah.
Like, without Roller Girl, there'd be more deaths on the road.
Right. That's an
But
advocacy example, actually.
yeah, I had a meeting with a woman who does have an advocate, um, like what I'm doing, right, about safety nets and stuff
Oh,
like that,
okay.
right? And she's having a meeting with. I have connections with her. I don't know her name specifically offhand, but I had a meeting with David Ball,
That's
the
cool.
producer for the editor for Metro. I'm gonna be in the Metro paper
Oh,
probably
yeah, yeah,
Thursday,
yeah. Oh,
right?
great. Okay.
And it's really, really. I've been advocate like freelance
Right.
myself
Yeah.
for
For
about
public
14
safety.
years.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm a veteran. I know what I'm doing. I know what has to be in place.
Right.
See, community intervention also have to be about training to not cause accidents or potential deaths, right, throughout the community also, right?
So do you have idea? Did you talk to David about ideas about how to do that
David
type of
Eby?
training? No, but he's always a good one to talk to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He gave me his card. I want to get an appointment with him, and I want to launch it through YouTube also.
Cool. And
It's just
how do you want to train people to?
sign language is more effective.
Okay.
Bright clothing,
Yeah.
like
Like
little girl
this?
here.
Yeah.
Bright clothing.
Look at
Hi.
that. Look at those.
Yeah,
That's
like my
right.
heels. These are my heels. If you don't like my heels, too hell of a bad for you.
Those are pretty cool. Do they glow in the dark too?
um, Not necessary, but they're bright.
Yeah,
So
they're very bright,
traffic
which
light
helps, right?
they're probably built-in deflectors on them, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, she talked about the person that I talked about yesterday. She's a woman, and she knows that she's an advocate. She does basically the same thing. She's interested in what my story is all about too, right? So I YouTubed her,
Oh, okay.
and if you go under Roller Girl Vancouver on YouTube, then you can give me my views. If you subscribe to my station,
I have.
yeah, good. So you get all my notifications, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think.
I also want to talk to you about a designer for a website because I'm getting my clothing line.
Oh,
I
okay.
have clothing line already at Roller Girl Vancouver on. I have hoodies and long sleeve shirts, but the person who did it scammed me, and I'm trying to look for help for that. That's that's he scammed me for my $1,500. He said it was free money to do my clothing line. He ripped me off. He printed them wrong. He just did a very shabby job. And also, I have a text from him, notification of saying, "Oh, don't come around until you have my clothing line done. Then you can pick it up." So therefore, I don't have the right to see what you're doing in the first place, right? So I'm advocacy right now,
Yeah,
right,
you
for
are.
myself.
Yeah, for yourself. Exactly. Self-advocacy. And also for safety, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
creating jobs could be also creating jobs for the community too.
Yeah.
So this place is shutting down on the 14th.
Yes. And it.
So where are you going to be located then?
Don't know. Don't
That's the thing again. The government doesn't care. He rather when a community is developed, right? The community, there's some sort of site of whoever is whoever owns this property, right? And again, doesn't really care of misplacing community people that have a connection, family towards me.
Right. Right. And so a couple, well, not a couple, a lot of people had two gatherings here last week talking about community space and community spaces and what that might look like and what that might look like in the future of the
Yeah,
city too.
misplacing people in the community. That's just like closing down the school up here. It's misplacing people.
Yeah, and so how do we
That's
have
got no feelings,
how do we have
There's no caring there.
in that decision?
Yeah.
I don't
It-
actually know much about that
It's just
decision.
I watch the news a lot, so I know what's around. I know what's happening around the community. And this place here is owned by the school board.
Right.
What a scam! You know, the community is here and there's children, and they have this rubbish place, useless mall. That could have been built free daycare for people, for mothers and newborns, and lots of schools, lots of classes. They got a tons of room here, and this is a waste of space.
I think they are going to develop it.
Yeah, but year 2000 when?
I don't know.
Or year 2030?
Maybe.
Right. When the children are all grown up, misplaced in other schools,
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, where do we have these conversations is a really good question, actually. Right?
You know, put everything in one ball. That's how many squares we can cut out of that ball. That's how many questions that we can fix for our future.
Yeah, it's a big.
What about green spaces? Hell, there should be a lot of green spaces. We should be growing our own vegetables and paying overseas prices. That is so lame and so lazy for the government not giving us enough green space to develop our own.
Have you thought about running for office at all? City council?
No, maybe the mayor.
Oh, nice. Yeah, take the top job.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, it's not a bad idea, right?
Well, this is all on video too. So, you know, I can put it through the website, my YouTube channel, and see where it comes right there, right? Like the bike lanes and everything. Vancouver should be a free car zone.
Car-free zone?
Yeah. You know the bike lanes what Craig Robinson who built was too tiny. What about, are you prejudiced Craig Robinson over rollerblades? The cops are. Nutty on them.
Well, I have to get back